Hey orchid loving friends, it's Deb. So as I was sitting here doing a little bit of cleanup and maintenance on my kids here, I thought this would be a great opportunity to talk a little bit about some of the things that you do for maintenance of your plants. So because I grow bare root in glass containers, I'm able to have a really good look at what's going on with the root system in the base of the plants. So what I want to end up, or what I want to do ultimately, is give my orchids the best possible growing environment and the healthiest possible growing environment that I can. So this maintenance is something that you routinely do with your plants that have the chance of holding excess moisture at the bulbs. So these are my Oncidium types, my intragenerics, or whatever the lingo is. So I already did my little Miltoniopsis here. So what you need to do is have a good look at the base of the plant, and you don't want to, let's go with the big guy here. You don't want to promote excess rot that can be, so we see in there. So you don't want to promote an environment where there is a opportunity, let's say that, for rot in the base of your bulbs. So see all of that old debris, the old debris from the bracts of the growth. So as the new growth is happening, all of these bracts will eventually just die back, and your bulb will be exposed, and these are no longer needed, right? So the plant sheds what it doesn't need. So the plant will shed these off, and it will look like that. So all of those old leaves or bracts at the base of that bulb are going to need to be removed. And you want to remove them so that it doesn't create or hold on to excess moisture at the bulb, the base of the bulb. Excess moisture is how rot will start. And Oncidiums are known for, getting bulb rot, rotting at the base of the bulbs, because they just hold on to that excess moisture in those bracts. So by growing bare root, I'm able to see what's happening. Whereas if this plant was in media that, you can't see what's happening under the surface, it can very easily get out of control, especially when you have a plant like this, where the older bulbs, in order for the new growths, the older bulbs are usually a little bit further underneath the surface of the pot, in order to make sure that the new growths have, every opportunity to grow healthy and strong. So those back bulbs end up rotting, and that, if it's not caught in time, that rot can travel up and creep into the next bulb and the next bulb and the next bulb. So typically when you're growing in medium, you don't see that, and the only time you have the opportunity to see that is when you're doing a repot, or when your plant is showing you it's struggling, when you're seeing excess leaves browning and yellowing, and that's not typical for the plant. So, bare root, clear Voss, I can see what's happening. So I'm going to get in there and take my tweezers and get in between there and just pull it off. And it's going to come off very easily, because it's dead. It's dead tissue, and it's moist, so it's going to just peel back really, really easy. Now, I like to do this. It's part of the reason why I love growing these orchids. I find it very cathartic. Sometimes at the end of the day, I'll grab a glass of wine and sit down and just have a really good look, get out the tweezers, and start pulling away. So I had to do that, or I didn't have. Yes, I did have to do that. I've already done it with my Wilsonara. So, it's been sitting in water for a few days now. So with that, I'm able to see where the moisture is holding, or where the plant's holding excess moisture that it doesn't need. So after a few days, you can better tell what's going on, right? So I was in there, I already did that. I came across, with these finer rooted orchids, sometimes the little roots get stuck inside of those bracts too, right? And they can end up rotting in there. And really, you want your plant to have all of those roots, those nice strong roots that it possibly can, in order to hydrate your plant and feed it what it needs. So I found a couple of different ones that were holding like 3 roots inside of it, and those roots were not going to pop out on their own. They just weren't. So I wonder if that was the one there. Sorry, there's quite a glare. Yeah, so the base of this one, see that wonky looking little root there that's traveling up? That was hiding underneath of one of those bracts. So the plant doesn't need it anymore. It's not doing anything. So I just pulled it off. And now those roots will be able to grow freely and do what they need to do. So I did those 2 already. And then I had that, hey, I should just talk a little bit about that. And now I'm gonna move on to my other 2. So I got my coffee, I've got my golf in the background, and I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of my Sunday morning. And so I want to thank you for stopping by and sharing a few minutes with me. I hope you found this helpful, and happy growing.